This next video is going to be about discharge and follow-up. You can click on your discharge readiness tab up here. I'm not going to do it right now because my internet is slow, but I would see all of my patients and how close they are to being discharged. An example of that, I go to my menu, I scroll down, I click on discharge summary. From the discharge summary, I can access everything quickly and easily that I need to access for discharge. First thing is a discharge diagnosis. The discharge diagnosis is a free text field, and currently you do not need to match the ICD-9 or CPT codes with the diagnosis. So this patient, I'm going to say, has AFib, and that is all I need. If I want to add more diagnoses, then I can always add more. I don't have to refresh constantly, but I'm going to refresh each step to show you how everything is filled in on your patient. If there were critical results within the last 24 hours, you could see them by scrolling down and seeing their critical results. As you see, diagnosis has been partially filled. It's only partially filled because you can always add more diagnoses. I strongly encourage all physicians to do their follow-up in the follow-up field. That way it goes right to the nurse's depart sheet and the patient actually gets that follow-up information. You can do the follow-up information elsewhere, but it's more difficult for the nurse to find, and there's always more room for error when you have to have the nurse searching for your follow-up information. So here I'm going to do the follow-up. I'm going to type in my provider. As you see, my provider went away, but it came down here with the address of where the provider works. Now I can select when I want the patient to follow up. And if I want to add any extra comments, I can always type them here. I can type in whatever I want there and then sign. This is the only way in which the patient will definitely get the follow-up information. Again, when I click refresh, although not necessary right now, I see that my bubble is going to be half filled. If I know I'm done with my diagnosis and my follow-up, I can simply fill in the bubbles by clicking on them. Next, I need to do the medrec. I go to this plus sign. I'm going to discontinue everything that they were taking while they were in the hospital and continue all of their home medications. Next, I'm going to do my discharge order. For my discharge order, this is slightly different. This helps save you an extra 4 or 5 steps if you do it the way I'm going to show you right now. For your medrec, it was a plus sign. For your follow-up, it was a plus sign. For your discharge order, you would think it's the plus sign, but to skip 4 or 5 steps, click on this down arrow and click right on the discharge CPOE order. It'll bring up the order, and you can double click on the details to say where they are going. Since you've already put your follow-up instructions in the follow-up area, you do not need to put them here. Sometimes more fields are required of you, such as diet and activity, but in this example, none of those extra fields are popping up. So I'm going to sign. I can click refresh, and I see that I have done everything that I must do to discharge this patient. I am done. I no longer need to be in this patient's chart. If you are not discharging the patient and you just want to write discharge instructions for if you're a consulting physician, go back to the orders menu, click the plus add, and type in discharge. Discharge instructions will pop up, and here you can type in whatever special instructions you want the patient to do when they are discharged from the hospital. If you want to write a script for medications for the patient for when they are discharged, you go to the plus add. Instead of it being inpatient, you do discharge meds as script. You can type in anything you want. If that's the only medication I want to send the patient home with, I can click done. I can say my dispense quantity. And then make sure you select which printer you want that script sent to. And I sign that order. That's it for discharge and follow-up. Next video, I'm going to talk about super important problems that we are currently seeing in Cerner. Thank you.